I'm currently at the JW Marriott Anaheim Resort, and in this video, I'll share with you my thoughts about the price and elite benefits, location of the hotel, the general amenities here, the room that I got, the executive lounge, the food, and then give you some final thoughts, including how this hotel compares to other hotels in the area, such as the Westin. So let's start off with the price and the benefits for elite Marriott members. I typically see this hotel go from around $250 to just over $300 a night, although sometimes if there's a special event or something going on, the hotel can be a little bit more expensive than that. This makes it one of the more expensive hotels in the Disneyland area, but it's actually not that expensive for the JW Marriott brand in the United States. If you wanted to book this hotel using points, it'll typically cost between 50,000 and 70,000 points. So that makes it really not the best value for your points. In addition to the base price per night, this hotel also has a $25 daily destination fee, which gets you a number of benefits that are shown on screen. If you're Marriott Platinum or above, then you'll already have enhanced internet access due to your elite status, so they'll give you an additional voucher for a drink every single day at the marketplace. This hotel only has valet parking, so that makes parking a car here more expensive than at most other hotels nearby. If you're Marriott Platinum or higher, you'll have access to the lounge, which I'll show you later on in this video. And during my stay, the lounge was actually not open for breakfast, so I had the option to pick between an additional 750 bonus points or to have breakfast in the hotel restaurant. I opted for breakfast in the restaurant, which I'll show you in the food portion of this video. Suite night awards can be used here, but only to get you to rooms with better views and not actual suites. I tried using a suite night award, but it didn't clear, so I ended up with just a view of a parking lot. Now I'll talk about the location of the hotel. The JW Marriott is located just next to Garden Walk, so there's a lot of places to eat if you're not interested in eating at the hotel. It's connected to Garden Walk through the garden on the second floor. If you're arriving to the hotel by car, then you'll arrive at the first floor and actually need to take the escalators up to the second floor where you'll see the check-in counters. To get to Disneyland from the hotel, you'll go out through the gardens on the second floor and into Garden Walk. There you'll walk straight towards House of Blues, and when you see the escalators, go down and keep walking straight till you get down the stairs and then make a left all the way down to Harbor Boulevard. Then make a right, and after one block, you should see the entrance to Disneyland. It took me exactly 15 minutes to get from the hotel all the way to the security checkpoint at Disneyland. Now I'll talk about the amenities. The pool is quite nice, and you can even get some flavored water and access the citriculture bar there. It has a good amount of comfortable seating, and you can even rent cabanas that include a TV. I didn't see too many people at the pool in the morning, but in the afternoon, there were a few more families, but it still wasn't too crowded. For the 4 p.m. wine tasting, I was given the option of either a glass of rosé or a glass of Merlot. I opted for the Merlot, and because I wanted to have my drink by the pool, they put it into a plastic glass for me. The JW Gardens on the second floor has some seating, so it's also a nice place where you might want to enjoy a drink. The Gardens also has the entrance to the Parkistry rooftop bar. If you're interested in visiting the bar, make sure you get a reservation on Open Table because it is a popular spot to watch the Disneyland fireworks. The resort fee at the JW Marriott includes a $15 coupon for Roy's, which you can use even after you check out of the hotel. This coupon cannot be used during holidays or for the cheaper Aloha Hour food items. This hotel calls their gym the Wellness Center, and it's located on the mezzanine floor. Here you have all sorts of machines and weights for working out, as well as water. They also had these hyper ice machines that I used to get a massage. I didn't try out all the different attachments though. At 7 a.m. in the Wellness Center, they also have a yoga class that's included in your resort fee. I was the only one who attended my class, and the instructor was really good at adjusting the exercises to make sure I was comfortable. Now let's move on to the room tour. One really cool thing about this room is that next to the bed, in addition to having regular and USB plugs, the top of this alarm clock is actually a Qi wireless charger, so I can just plop my phone on top and not have to fiddle around with any cables. Inside the closet, there's a robe as well as a laundry bag for laundry service, as well as an iron and ironing board. Next to the closet is this little nook with a Keurig machine, and here they give you Starbucks coffee, but they don't give you any tea. Hidden away behind the Keurig machine are a couple of light switches, and I couldn't find them at first, so I was actually that weird guy that had to call the front desk just to figure out how to turn off the lights. Underneath the Keurig machine, you can find the mini fridge. This couch here next to the window is actually a trundle with this bottom part opening up into a bed. I couldn't find any extra bed sheets in the room, so you'll probably have to call the front desk to get those. After you open up this bottom mattress, one person can sleep down here, a second person can sleep up here, and once I lie down, you'll be able to see that it's more than long enough for someone who's 5'10" like me. So here next to the sink, in addition to having body wash and body lotion, they also have a mouthwash and a shower cap. The brand of amenities used here is Aromatherapy Associates. There's also a couple of bars of soap, as well as some cotton balls and cotton swabs. If you're someone who likes to watch videos when you're taking a bath, this shelf over here is actually a great spot to put a laptop when you're soaking in the tub and not have to worry about getting your electronic devices wet. Even though this room isn't the biggest that I've stayed in the Disneyland area, it is one of the nicest. I did want to mention a few very, very minor things that would have made this room a little bit more comfortable for me. First is that this desk has a glass top, and I actually had to put a piece of paper on top of it in order to use my mouse on it. Secondly, the only cups that I could find in the room were the paper ones next to the coffee machine, and I didn't really know what to use to brush my teeth. And thirdly, the hotel had just run out of slippers, so I didn't have any of those. But I really won't fault the hotel too much for that because I know a lot of places are having supply chain issues right now. Now I'll talk about the executive lounge on the 10th floor. During my stay, the lounge opened up at 5 p.m. and that's when they started serving hors d'oeuvres. For drinks, the lounge had soda, water, coffee, and tea, and if you wanted alcohol, you would have to pay extra for that. At 8 p.m., the lounge switched from serving hors d'oeuvres to serving cheese and desserts. The lounge also has a small balcony, which is where I watched the Disneyland fireworks at 9:30. If you don't have access to the lounge, then you should be able to get a similar view of the fireworks at the Parkistry bar upstairs. Now I'll talk about the other food that I had with the JW Marriott. Since I already had breakfast and evening appetizers included due to my elite status, it only made sense to use the $25 food credit for lunch. Because the other restaurants were closed, I went to Citriculture where I had a club sandwich with truffle parmesan fries. When the food came out, I could clearly smell the truffle, but when I put the fries in my mouth, the taste of the truffle was actually quite mild. The sandwich was decent, but it's not something I would get again if I didn't have that $25 food credit. The portion size was big though. If you have Marriott Platinum status or above, then every day you'll get a free drink at the marketplace. You can order anything off of the Starbucks beverage menu, so I ended up getting a venti drink and going to the bathroom a little bit more often in the afternoon than usual. For breakfast, the JW Marriott has everything you would expect, including a waffle and omelet station. They get their apple juice from Perricone Farm, so it tastes a little bit nicer than the juice that you would find at other hotels in the area. They also have a few things that you don't see at every single hotel, such as quiches and a very large selection of sweets. I'm now back at home and going to share with you my overall thoughts about the JW Marriott. As a Marriott Elite, I found the club lounge and my lack of room upgrade to be disappointing. Additionally, even though they had the food credit and the afternoon wine tasting, I would much rather not have a resort fee and instead be able to enjoy a meal out in Garden Walk. So I actually felt like I wasn't getting the best value for the price that I paid. That being said, given the quality of hotels in the Disneyland area, the JW Marriott is one of the nicest. To my knowledge, no other hotel in the area has such a nice resort-style pool with direct access to a bar. And in my opinion, their room quality is second only to the Westin, and I actually prefer the bathtubs at the JW Marriott. The Grand Californian rooms would be, in my opinion, a close third, and I will admit that some people might prefer the style of rooms over there as opposed to the more cookie-cutter luxury hotel style at the JW Marriott. Even though I personally prefer the Westin, if you're not a Marriott elite, I'm actually a little bit more likely to recommend the JW Marriott because of its location near Garden Walk and because of their better amenities. But you can check out my review of the Westin by clicking the pop-up on screen and then let me know in the comments section which hotel you think you would prefer.